Yeah, g'day and welcome to Cobb & Co Wood Turning. Today we're going to be turning long, skinny things. Now normally if you're doing stuff down to round, it's not important in the size, like curtain rods and that, as long as they're fairly close, nobody's going to notice. However, this particular job is for dowels that go into a gate and they have to be dead accurate. Now if you are fitting dowels or anything like that into holes, drill the hole first, like that, with the drill that you're going to be using, so that you can get it exactly accurate. Unfortunately, some drills aren't accurate, so it is no good drilling. If you've got a client, it's no good using your drill that he says is 32 mil, because his might be a little bit different, may have been reground or anything else. So I get them to drill the hole first. That way you can make sure it fits. Now, we cheat a little bit on long stuff if we can. If we're doing ballasts, we can't of course machine them any further than square. However, on this particular job, they're 1.2 metres long. We actually turn them into octagons by feeding them through a thicknesser on a 45 degree and take all the corners off. Now the reason we do that is that our hands are going to be rubbing on it, and it is much better to be hitting 8 sides than it is 4 sides. So if you can do it, it certainly pays in the long run. Plus it gets rid of a lot of excess timber as well. Now the tools that we'll be using, the larger roughing gouge, this size here. The main reason for that is that it gives us more cutting edge around there, so we're not sharpening it as often. That's about the only reason. You can use any tool you like really, but I prefer the roughing gouge for this particular job. Now the next thing is that you've got to get it down to exact size. So you can use calipers like these, that's fine, but I find that the Sorby sizing tool or anything similar works very, very well. For the simple reason that you can hang on to it, hang on to the timber while it's rotating, and it doesn't climb up over this cutting edge down here. Whereas with the calipers, of course, you've got to hang on to them with one hand and the parting tool with the other hand. So you've got nothing to sort of brace against the timber if it decides to jump over the top or vibrate. The next thing we use is an accurate sizing plate like this that's got a notch cut out. It's about 1/4 mil or 1/2 mil over the exact size, to give us sanding room to get rid of any ripples or anything like that. Now people might say, why do you do it twice? Well, it's very easy to go undersize if you're not careful. So we prefer just to spend a little extra time and do it twice with this. I do say that further on in the video as well. However, that brings it down to size. Now the next thing we need is a centre steady, and this is it. This is inspired by John Siegel from America. It clamps onto a tool post, and the hole in here is the exact size of what the hole is through the timber, so it locks it in perfectly. I don't like using the 3-wheel steadies like these, because the tool rest, my tool rests, which are 3 inches wide, tend to hit this bottom thing and you can't get the tool right through. So I find that the other little blocks are far easier and quicker, and they're simple, they're quick, they're easy to make. You just drill a hole through a bit of timber, cut it in half and attach it, and it works well. Okay, on with the turning bit. Okay, we put our timber in the lathe. Make sure that you don't over tighten the tailstock or you'll bend it in the centre here on really thin, soft pieces of wood. This is fairly hard. All you want to do really is maintain the drive, and that's all you need. Now you can see why I machine them down to octagons, because I can run my hands along it quite easily without hurting them. Take the centre out so we can get the steady in the plate. You need your hand on the top to stop the timber from lifting over the cutting edge of the tool. can't really put your hands under here to guide it against the tool rest. You've got to use your body to move with it, okay? Right, so we'll just do another cut here. Get it down to centre. Like so. Now just getting it down to size now. Got no more flats on it. Because I've been turning these most of the day, I can get them pretty close to being right size straight off. Using the sizing tool, just take a cut at each end. As I said, getting very close. Just get that down to the size of that one. Now people might think, why do it twice? If you try to set the initial one sometimes, and I'm a sort, you can actually make them undersized. So I creep up on it first with one side, then get it down to this side there. Okay, now we bring the centre up. Just sit it there. Tighten it up. We can now rough out from this side here, starting from the centre and working out. Okay. On something this length, with a steady in place, you can pretty well turn that without having to put your hand over it. Occasionally you'll get a little bit of whip on this end. You've got to do exactly the same thing, put your hand over the top to hold it down. But this one's turning pretty good. Get it down to the right side. I tend to watch the top of the lathe bed here, lined up with that. So I can just get it down to close. I'll only do half of it. Excuse me. Put a white paper on the end. That's important for the next step in this stage. Get our sizing tool. Just put 4 or 5 marks down it. Like I said, after you've done a few, your eye starts to get in and they're just about on size now. Now when you're doing a run like that where you've got a part in there, you've got to be careful you don't actually fall down into the hollow and make it deeper. So it's important you keep a good grip on the tool against the rest. Get our true sizing. Again, 4 or 5 marks. Just do a run along, nice light run. Just get rid of any high spots. Now, if it only had to be round, you'd leave it at that and just sand it. But we have another stage to go. So that's in part 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.